Guys, so I found a new little thrift store. It is called Fluff. It is a non-profit retail store. So we are going to go in and see what we can find in here. So unfortunately they had the music so cranked up loud that I'm going to have to do a voiceover during this part. Um, I found this table with the Barbie stuff on it. These are reproduction boxes made to look like the originals, but they had a good price on them, so I went ahead and picked them up because I thought there could be a collector out there that needs a box for their Barbie or just for display purposes. So I did go ahead and put those in the cart. And then I found this beautiful little cherub riding on a dolphin soap dish. It is ceramic. Not a lot of, high resale value in it, but again, I got it for a decent price. So I did decide to just go ahead and take a chance on that piece. And they had this cabinet full of these little Disney plush, but I was having trouble locating a price on any of them. They had their original price tags on them and not a price from the store. And I looked around, I couldn't see a sign anywhere. I could have missed it. If you guys see it in the video, let me know. But I could not ever see the price on those, so I did just decide to go ahead and bypass those. Since this is a new store, I kind of just wanted to look around and see what all I could find. Because it was interesting the way they had it laid out. They had, these china cabinets set up with really nice looking things in them, but they also had some really nice price tags on a lot of these things. So I did have to bypass the majority of the items that they had just because of the pricing on them. Uh, Things that they had, it was kind of interesting because there was items that you thought would be really highly priced that weren't, and vice versa. So, some of these pieces that were, mass produced, made in China kind of things, they had a higher price on than, some things that were really nice vintage or antique items or collectibles. So, nice little piece of Namaji there. Then they did have some pretty pottery pieces here and there, but I was trying to be a little more particular because I do have a huge death pile of things that need to be listed on eBay right now. So I didn't get him. I liked him because I could tell he was a nice vintage Mattel doll. However, somebody had really chopped at that hair, and I was like, I just don't want to deal with that. I'm not a Barbie aficionado. I'm not an expert at all in Barbies or dolls of that generation. So it's kind of like I was picking up pieces that I thought had mass appeal for people or that could be used. Now, over here, they had this beautiful big bell pepper canister, but again, it was priced too high to pick up for resale. There was no wiggle room left on it, really. And plus, shipping that, oh, what a headache that would be. So, I would have to really make out to want to pick something up like that to have to ship it. Cute little plaque there. It's just a variety of home goods from all different ages. It's, newer to older, and these were like little resin angel figures. I did pick it up just to look at it, but no value there really. They did have some Precious Moments pieces down there, but again, priced at the top of the range. So ended up not picking those up as well. And you'll see as I go through the store, a lot of times I will pick up a lot of things and I will end up putting some of them back. I pick them up, put things in my cart, and then end up looking at things and deciding before I check out if I'm going to purchase them. That was a really pretty piece as well. However, once again, this would be a local sale only for me. I would not want to ship that piece. I have shipped larger things than that before, but it's really, you have to really be at a high price point to make it worth your while. I kind of glanced through the clothing. I've started picking up more clothing and bags and shoes and things like that as of recent. There can be some good resale value in those, but you have to really pay attention to condition. You know, they need to be in close to perfect condition. And a lot of thrift stores and stores like this, they already have an idea of the value of those items. So you're better off really picking those up, you know, at a rummage sale, a church sale, a garage sale, something like that. You have a better chance of finding something at a good price point for you. These were really nice Converse shoes, but you know, again, they were, it was a nice style, but the condition was not great. So, passing through all the clothing things, I went back to the hard goods section, a different part of the store. That was one of the cows on parade. Again, it was priced too high, really, for me to have much wiggle room on, so I did end up leaving that. But I did like the patriotic kind of display they had out there with their red, white, and blue. It kind of encouraged me to start picking up pieces like that because, you know, Independence Day is coming up very soon. Need to be getting prepped up for that. I didn't pick anything up in the store there. I didn't see anything really, you know, that was mind blowing. I did end up picking up this little bulldog. I thought he was super precious, such a cute little piece. And you know, with this being a non-profit, you know, for the animals kind of store, they did have a lot of animal figurines and figures and, you know, things dealing with animals in all kinds of ways. So I looked through some of those. I didn't really find anything, you know, else that I found that appealing. I did like this little guy down here, but he was super heavy. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe how heavy he was when I picked him up. And I did like that little Cocker Spaniel or Spaniel pillow that was down there, but they didn't have a price on it. So, you know, I ended up leaving it behind because I couldn't see a price on it. And, you know, a lot of thrift stores will not sell to you if things are not priced. So, I did end up leaving that little guy. And it did not have a maker on it as well. And that's something I look for when I'm buying these pillows. It's something that's got the maker on there. So, you know, I know how to research it if I'm not familiar with it. That was a cute little mug. And over here at this side, there was just some clear glass and, you know, things like that. Some mixers. And I thought that was really pretty, though. So that was kind of like their wine section over there, I guess. And then back here at the back, they, you know, as you're going towards the back of the store, they had some more like Italian style kind of pottery and, you know, pottery pieces, serving pieces, and then more kind of like kitchenware kind of items, which there can be good resale value in if you find something that, you know, is highly sought after, if it's a brand that's sought after, or, you know, something that is new but really expensive in the retail setting, and you can offer it for a little cheaper, then people, you know, flock to that. I did look in this box here to see if there was anything that I thought I could get some value from. These were cute little shakers. However, this one was missing a lot of the gold plating on it, as you see there. So I did end up leaving those, but I thought those were really precious. And then over here, these kind of caught my attention. Those are really beautiful. But these here, these, you know, were a Scottish, I forgot who the maker even was at this point. Little cream and sugar, but they had them priced separately. And so I did do a little research on them and found out that they would not be worth me purchasing, unfortunately. And again, that was priced too high for resale. And as we're cruising along here, this little treat ceramic jar caught my attention. I did end up doing research on it to see, you know, what it was going for, but Again, I think there was a condition issue on it as well, and so I didn't end up picking it up. I did like that pink. I thought that was beautiful. So in the second half of the store, they had, these, it had more of the furniture pieces and luggage, larger things, and some toys. I did end up picking this up. It's a beautiful piece of weeping gold, very large, probably one of the largest pieces I've ever found of that. Lovely divided dish there. And I did end up getting this piece as well. This is the French style antique slash vintage, depending on when it was made. I think this is vintage. Milk bottle with the wire bell and handle. So I did end up picking that one up as well. I thought that was very interesting with that red banding on there and the ceramic top. And then I also did get this guy. I just thought he was so fun with the purple and the red and its little cat face mug and or a cup and saucer. So my cart's looking really, really full right now, but it's okay, guys. I did not get all of this stuff. I did go back through and purge some of it before the end. But like I said, when I see things, I grab them, and then if I decide later on they're just not worth the value, they don't have the value there, or they're just not worth it to me, I do end up putting them back. So over here in this section, they had a lot more Barbie stuff. So I started kind of going through these tubs they had that were full of Barbie and all kinds of horses and all kinds of toys, and just digging through. Again, I don't know a lot about toys and their value. I'm kind of learning as I'm going with this. I've been picking pieces up here and there. I'm kind of like, purchasing my education at this point. And I have lost out on some things, not made good purchases. But that's the way you learn. And I'm okay with that. So I did go through here and start pulling a few things here and there. Not real sure, what I'm doing. Just kind of, I pulled out those little Barbie hangers, which I thought would be, a really good pickup. And then in the end, I ended up putting them back because I priced them out online. They were priced at pretty much what I would be able to sell them for. So I did like this huge set of vintage Barbie hangers, but again, once I started pricing them out, they were just not worth it. And I was thinking more of, they had a lot of Barbies there, and again, if they're not super, super old, I don't know values, and I did not want to go through and have to check every one of these dolls out. So I started thinking about just accessory pieces. I thought accessory pieces would be a good route for me to go. And I did end up picking up that little bag that had the bunnies in it because there was two Littlest Pet Shops in there, which again, I could not tell if they were decent ones or not, but I knew my daughter would want them even if they had no value because she had those when she was a child and she has started collecting them again. So I just went ahead and got those. I figured I'd take a chance on them, and if there's nothing in there that has any value, at least it would have value to her for the Littlest Pet Shops. And this was a killer find right there. That I believe is the Geronimo figure, and I believe I paid $5 for him. When I did my research, there were sold comps for him for like $60. So, and one of the ones I saw on there, he did not even have, some of the pieces that were in that bag. So I felt really confident about picking him up because I actually remember my brother having that exact figure when we were young. So, it kind of tugged at my heartstrings a little bit to see it and just remember my brother in that way. He's been gone from us for a while now, and it just made me smile thinking back about him. Seeing that figure and having those memories. I know I'm a big softie. Don't tell anybody. We'll keep it a secret, just between us. So what I showed just a moment ago was a whole bag of vintage Barbie purses and bags. That's a whole bag full of Ken's, or, doll shoes. And that's the way they kind of had it laid out. They would have like things together in these big, huge bags. Now, the bag full of the Barbie purses and bags and totes and things like that, it did run me a little bit more. They had priced it pretty high, but I figured because of the quantity, I would do okay on those. There's some Barbie furniture pieces. I mean, there's everything in here, guys. I was overwhelmed, and I was kind of in a hurry, so I was, going through this as fast as I could, grabbing what I could, and figured, I would go home, do some research, and if I saw anything back in my video that I thought I should have picked up, I can always try to go back and see if it's there. But, it was very overwhelming. There was just tubs and tubs and tubs of dolls and accessories and everything. So, I did the best I could. I'm sure I screwed up, but I did the best I could with, what I could figure out. Now, I did end up getting this guy right here. He was a vintage, I believe he was a 1969. I don't even know if his name's Ken. I don't think it is, but he's like this beach guy, So I did end up picking him up because I was like, I don't know if there's any value with him or not. But again, he was $5. So I figured the clothing he was wearing alone was worth $5. And I did, like take him and check, on the back of him to see the date and everything and make sure he was Mattel. And then the other one I remember that I had in my hand was Donny Osmond, because I actually had that doll when I was younger. I had Donny and Marie, and again, I started looking through, and comps for him were not fantastic, and, he was not in the greatest condition. So even at $5, I figured it was just not worth it. So I did end up putting him back. But see, I look at, like, there's all these little bags of stuff that's not even Barbie, too. Like, that was like a whole bag of little monkeys, different monkeys and stuff. I didn't end up getting, I thought I picked those up, but I guess I ended up putting those back for some reason. But there was other bags in here that had, like, the little Skipper dolls, and things like that. It was just too much for me to take in the amount of time I had. I was already supposed to have left this store because I had some place to be, and, and I just kept going through stuff. I couldn't tear myself away, guys. It was horrible. So, again, just going through bags. If you guys see anything that you know is of high value, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to learn more about it. And that's the way I learned, is by looking at things and hearing from other people and everything. I think I ended up getting that bag with the little girls in it. But yeah, it was a lot for me to take in. So I kind of finished going through all of these toys and decided to kind of venture on through the rest of the store, because I had to get out of there. I had to pay and get out. It was like, Gina, you should have already left like 10 minutes ago. You're running late. Hurry up. So it's really hard to shop and research when you're in a hurry like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to grab some stuff. I'm going to take a chance, and we'll see how it turns out. So that's kind of what I ended up doing. And I'm sure there was some things that I missed, like all these clothes. I need more time to research all these clothes, y'all. I was trying to look through the best I could. And then I did end up picking this up. It was a little kit that had stuff in there to sew with, to repair Barbie clothes, to make Barbie clothes. It's got the little buttons, the zippers, all that. I did end up picking that up and piecing it out on eBay. And I've already sold like a set of zippers that covered like the whole amount I paid for that. So I thought that was pretty good. So yeah, we're going to kind of wrap it up here. I'm getting looking at hangers. But we're going to kind of wrap it up here, and we'll go see what I did end up with, because at this point, I don't even know anymore. Mass confusion setting in. So, yeah, let's go see what I got. Okay, guys, so this is round 2 of shooting this haul. I had shot it and was getting this video ready, and I somehow managed to, I don't know what happened to the video, so we're going to do it again. So this is the majority of the stuff that you didn't already see. This, you know, a lot of this was you may have seen in the video, but, you know, I may have been going so fast or whatever, you didn't get a chance to really get a good look at it. So we're going to do it again. So I did end up getting these little travel bag kind of airplane advertising, you know, stewardess bags, whatever you want to call them, overnight bags, the Barbie ones. And then I did get this big bag that's got all of the totes and purses and that kind of thing in it. There's several in here, and I'm probably going to end up, how I'm going to do that is I'm probably going to lot that up into 2 different lots, because I'm assuming there's probably 40 to 50 in there. So I'm going to lot those up in a couple of lots to sell those off. And then I got this. This was actually, these were in the bag together, all these little bunnies, and I've separated them out because these are the littlest pet shop ones in there, and then 2 like kind of little plushy ones that really don't have any value. I mean, that one is from the Pound Puppy line. It's Pound Bunnies, I don't know. I forgot what they call them, but that's from the old Pound Puppies. But it really doesn't have a lot of value, so I don't know what I'll do with that. I may just throw it on there, see what I can get out of it. And then I have these. These are, I believe it's called Loving Family. I'll put it up here. There is 3 of those in there in that set. And then there's 3 of these Itsy Bitsies in there. So I'll lot those 3 together and those 3 together to sell. And then I got these bags that have the small dolls in them. This one is a Barbie family doll with the little Disney shirt. That's why I picked it up, because I figured with the Disney, anything to do with Disney, it should have some resale value to it. But there's a bunch of other little dolls and stuff in here, as you see. So I should do okay. And here is another that's got some little dolls with little blankets and things like that. So I just paid $5 for each of those bags, so those should do okay. And then I got these little tiny dolls, little kind of rubber or hard plastic tiny dolls. And the reason I picked this up is because there's the little dolls with the crocheted outfits, the hand crocheted outfits. I think there's 2 or 3 of those in there. So I did go ahead and pick those up because it looks like, when I was doing my research, it looked like those are going, you know, if you lot them up, maybe 15-20 bucks, and I paid $5, so I figured it was worth the try. You know, I'm getting education on all this. I don't mind paying a little bit more than what I normally would just to figure things out. And then this guy right here, his name is Blaine, I figured out. He has got the long rooted hair. He's part of the Barbie line. So again, I paid $5 for him. Just his head on eBay, you know, decapitated essentially. Just his head on there recently sold for $10. So I feel pretty good about that. And then I did end up picking up this Geronimo, 1967 Geronimo doll action figure, whatever you want to call him, I guess. He was $5, like I said. Now, these items were not in the bag with him. He had like one thing in there. I think it was this piece, maybe. I don't remember. But I also had picked up this bag here. I know these bags are loud. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to touch them too much. This bag here that had all this Western wear and Western theme kind of stuff in it, vintage. And I was able to pull the accessories, at least some of his accessories, out of this bag. And then now I can resell this as well. This stuff goes for pretty good money. I don't have all of his accessories from what I can, you know, try to figure out online. But I do have quite a few. So that's good. That's better than nothing, you know. So he's going for about $60 to $100, you know, somewhere in that range, depending on what accessories you have with him. Again, learning experience, I don't know. I'm finding out as I go. And then finally, one of the last things that you didn't see in the video were these shoes here. Again, I don't buy a lot of shoes. And when I do buy shoes to resell, it's name brands that I know that will sell, such as like Harley Davidson, you know, certain Nikes, that kind of stuff. I'm still not real good at that. But I picked these up, and I did pay a little more than what I wanted to for them. This may not have been a good purchase. We won't know until I get it listed and try to sell it. But they're in decent condition. They're kind of suede and leather. And there's, you know, a few little places here and there I'll have to clean, but really not in bad condition for what they are. And these are called Royal Elastics. I've never heard of that brand, so that's why I picked them up. So I could do a little research and figure out, you know, if I can get my money back on those, I'll be happy. Just so that I could learn a little bit. But I did end up paying, I believe, $7 for these. I think I'll be able to get that back plus a little bit of profit. I won't get rich off of these by any means, but I did, you know, I am going to learn a few things. So that's it, guys. Sorry, you know, it's taken me a while to get this video out because, like I said, I had everything done ready to go. And guess what? I lost this footage. So I came back, tried to redo it really quick for you, and, you know, put the comps up there for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. If so, make sure you know, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. It's free. There's no obligation whatsoever. And, you know, leave me a comment below. If you know about all of these toys and things like that, you know, leave me a comment about things. I have no problem at all with that. I love learning from you guys as well, because I know many of you have much more information about this stuff than I do. This is kind of a new niche for me. So, anyway, have a great day, everyone, and I'll get you on the next one. Bye, guys.